As already noted, the kingdom of God, or its synonym, the kingdom of heaven, is a notion dominant in the gospel narrative. Let us look closely at its functions in the broader Jewish tradition. In the Hebrew Bible, God is portrayed as creator and master of the universe, the King of kings, ruling over the course of history. However, there is a constant awareness of what may be called not yet kingdom, since God's chosen people are still oppressed and ruled by others. Therefore, God is king only potentially, so to say in principle, de jure. It is only in the eschatological future that he will become king de facto. In the words of the prophet Zechariah in chapter 14, "And the Lord will become king over all the earth. On that day the Lord will be one, and his name one." The interpretation of the verse attested in the Targum, an exegetical paraphrase of the Hebrew biblical text in Aramaic, that popular parlance of the masses, emphasizes the cognitive revolution all the people should undergo for the kingdom to materialize. That's how our Targum understands the saying in Zechariah. The kingdom of God will be revealed to all the inhabitants of the world. Again, as the Bible presents Israel as God's chosen people, the line between his kingdom and Israel's kingdom, or alternatively attaining freedom, is sometimes blurred. Israel's sins are also often named as the reason for postponing the advent of the kingdom. One example will suffice here. The book of Ezekiel contains the following vision. It's from chapter 2, verses 9 to 10. "And when I looked, behold, a hand was stretched out to me, and lo, a written scroll was in it. And he spread it before me, and it had writing on the front and on the back. And there were written on it words of lamentation and mourning and woe." Again, the Aramaic Targum explains what exactly were those words of lamentation. That's its explanation. "If the house of Israel transgresses the Torah, foreign nations will rule over her." It will be the kingdom of the foreign nations. "But if they keep the Torah, mourning, tribulation, and lamentation will depart from her," from Israel. The same idea is taken upon in Sifre, an early rabbinic midrash on Deuteronomy 32:29. The biblical text says plainly, "If they were wise, they would understand this. They would discern their latter end." But the midrash elaborates, "If Israel kept the words of the Torah given to them, no people or kingdom would rule over them." And what does the Torah say? "Take upon you the yoke of my kingdom, and emulate one another in fear of God, and practice kindness to one another." This dependence of the doing of the kingdom on the deeds of Israel, however, disappears completely in the apocalyptic scenario found in Daniel 7, the passage we already discussed earlier. Having described first the consecutive rule of 4 heavenly monsters, representing what the composition views as the most of the world history under the rule of 4 great empires, the text continues. "As I looked, thrones were placed, and one that was Ancient of Days took his seat. His raiment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like pure wool. His throne was fiery flames, its wheels were burning fire. And as I looked, the beast was slain, and its body destroyed and given over to be burned with fire. As for the rest of the beasts, their dominion was taken away." Dominion here is a synonym to kingdom. "I saw in the night visions, and behold, with the clouds of heaven there came one like a son of man, and he came to the Ancient of Days, and was presented before him. And to him was given dominion, and glory and kingdom, and all peoples, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom one that shall not be destroyed. As for me, Daniel, my spirit within me was anxious, and the visions of my head alarmed me. I approached one of those who stood there and asked them the truth concerning all this. So he told me, and made known to me the interpretation of the things. These 4 great beasts are 4 kings who shall arise out of the earth. But the saints of the Most High shall receive the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, forever, and ever. We can see that the issue of kingdom, more exactly, the question to whom belongs the kingdom, is at the heart of the vision. After the long period of the rule by sequential evil empires, symbolized by the monstrous beasts, the true eternal kingdom will be established, the one which will be both the kingdom of God and that of his saints, seemingly the sacred remnant of Israel, symbolized or represented by the angelic figure of, quote, one like a son of man, end of quote. The dawn of God's or Israel's eternal kingdom here is not dependent at all on human action, but is derived from God's mysterious plan of salvation with its own inexplicable timetable.